Hi, Analisa Six here to bring you the August 2023 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Gemini for sun and rising placements. I write for the Sober Curator. I do the astrology column, well, videos. I don't have a column. I don't write anymore. I do these videos for the sobercurator.com, which is a sober lifestyle magazine, and then my own blog, ladyofleosure.com, which is where you can find me. I've just been doing the horoscope videos. I haven't really been writing. But anyways, I am if I look tired, it's because I am tired. It's been a rough start to the month for me. I am a Leo. Venus is retrograde in Leo, and I'm just having a rough time. Let's get into Gemini, though. Let's get into your horoscope. So it's August 8th today, and we're already in the week, but I'm going to go ahead and backtrack a little bit and just talk about where we started the month off. So August 1st, we had a full moon at 9 degrees of Aquarius, and the area of the horoscope chart that this was hitting for Gemini has to do with our values and belief systems, and also education, higher education, and spirituality, our interest in spirituality, our interest in other cultures, travel, those types of things. And so with this full moon here, you might have been feeling called to want to leave maybe a past ideology behind. Maybe there was one perspective or belief system that you had that now you're starting to open your mind towards other possibilities or other ideas or other perspectives. And so the full moon on the 1st was kind of like a catalyst into maybe this new self-discovery journey. This area, this house is traditionally ruled by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is called the seeker. That is the opposite of Gemini, which is I think. And so Gemini tends to think about things and kind of be more of this like expanded thinker, but also think about things in a more scientific way. And Sagittarius tends to be more of a seeker of truth and knowledge, but around things that we don't have science or answers for. It's kind of more metaphysical, esoteric, those types of things. And so this full moon here, might have brought up some of those things for you. What are my values? What are my belief systems? Maybe I want to travel and experience another culture and learn something new. So if you've been feeling kind of like there's this push for you to do that, that was ignited by that full moon that we had at the beginning of the month. And also, full moons are a time for us to release and let go. So if you felt like there was something that you had a value system or belief system about, and you were kind of like, I'm not really resonating with that anymore, and I'm ready to kind of let that go and move on from, that full moon energy was also probably helping to push that along in that way. We start out August as well with Mars and Mercury in the mutable earth sign of Virgo. And the area that that's hitting for Gemini this month is the area that has to do with our home and family. And Mars here tends to make things feel a little restless in the home. We might not necessarily feel like we want to really hunker in and be grounded, because when we have other energies here like the moon or Venus or the sun, we might feel more introverted and like there's more of this need to kind of stay in one place and be grounded. But Mars here can actually make us feel a little bit restless. We could feel maybe like we're ready to move. Maybe we want to change where we live or our location in some way. And Mercury here also kind of enhances the thought process with that. And also, how do I make this happen in a tangible way? Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde in Virgo on the 23rd, which is also the same day that the sun moves into Virgo. So when we enter Virgo season at the end of the month, we're also entering Mercury retrograde. So this is one of those things where it's like you might want to make some impulsive decision and move somewhere new or change your location or do something drastic or different with your home, even like renovation projects or changing something about the home could come up during this time. It's not really the best time to actually do it, but it's a really good time to make the plans and kind of figure out all the details. Virgo is all about the details and the kind of the way to project manage that plan. So if you are thinking of moving, it might be really fun to be impulsive and just do something, but it's probably not the best idea. October, we start to move into a territory where, the end of September, October, where that might be a little bit better because Mercury will be direct, but still in Virgo. So plans might work out a little bit better regarding that. So you might have some setbacks, if you're thinking of trying to change something about your life and your home and kind of how you're feeling in that way. The other thing about Mercury and Mars together is it can make communication kind of volatile. There can be a lot of irritability, a lot of anger, a lot of possibility for a fight or something like that. And so if you're somebody that has a family that you live with or other people that you live with, there's more potential for conflict during the month of August with these two planets in this area, especially when Mercury stations retrograde. So there might be a lot of conflict and a need for constructive resolution around that conflict. Mars will be entering Libra at the end of the month. So Mars will be moving out of this area by the 28th, and it will be entering the area of creative expression. And so at the end of the month, you might be feeling kind of more like you need to find what brings you more joy and happiness and passion and creativity into your life. So that's a theme later on. We also have Venus retrograde in Leo for the entire month of August. And this is hard for everybody. Venus retrograde brings up a lot of things from the past. It can bring up feelings of nostalgia, romanticizing things from the past. It can bring past flings or exes or friends or romantic partners back into the ether. And it can also have us reflecting, reassessing, and reviewing our own self-expression because it's in the sign of Leo, and Leo rules self-expression. And so we might also be kind of like, do I want to change something about how I'm expressing myself? And the area that it's hitting, where Leo is for the Gemini horoscope, is the area that has to do with communication. And so how we communicate ourselves, how we express ourselves through communication is a big theme for Gemini this month. And then again, because of where the Mercury Mars placement is, we might find ourselves having to have a lot of difficult conversations and figuring out how to advocate for ourselves or validate ourselves in ways that are healing, hopefully. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for healing, but a lot of potential for some turbulence as well when it comes to relationships and how we're figuring things out with them. So it's a lot this month. A couple other things. So I did the astrology forecast for August at the beginning of August, and I go into each individual transit a lot more in depth. And so I recommend watching that video if that's something that you're interested in, because there's a lot of transits in August that are very, very interesting. I'm not going to do that for the horoscope videos because I need to keep them short for my own health right now. But we're just going to go over the lunar, the rest of the lunar cycles that happen. So we have a new moon hitting on August 16th that's happening at 23 degrees of Leo. And where this is hitting, it's hitting in the area of the Gemini horoscope that, again, is communication. And new moons are about setting intentions. And so, you know, with Venus here, if there is communication in a relationship, whether it's a romantic partner or another type of relationship of a close friend or something, or a family member, and you really feel like you need guidance on how to approach that communication and kind of how to make it healing and harmonious and better for everybody, setting that intention on the 16th is really positive for that. Of course, we might not see the result until after this retrograde season is over, but it's, you know, kind of holding love in your heart and sending that love out and setting intentions around trying to figure out more constructive ways to communicate with that person or heal anything between you two is encouraged and supported during that time. At the end of the month, on the 30th, we have a full moon in Pisces that's happening. So we have two full moons in August, one at the start and one at the end, which is pretty, you know, we don't always have that. And so that's a special thing that's happening in August, which there's a lot of possibility for us to be like manifesting, setting intentions, letting things go, all that kind of stuff. And in Pisces, the area that this full moon is hitting for Gemini is the area that has to do with career. And so, you know, if you're in a position where you want to change something about your career, or you want to manifest something else or set intentions towards something else regarding the work that you do and kind of the position that you're in out in the world, this is a really positive time, August 30th, to set those intentions and do some kind of ritual around that. All right, Gemini, I think I'm going to leave it there because I can feel myself starting to need to stop. And I wish you luck for August. I will see you guys next month.